Welcome back, everyone. It is Saturday, June 14th in the MLB. Our three favorite picks are on the way. As always, it is Austin, joined by Logan, recapping yesterday. Was a 3-2 day, basically break even because one of our winners was a half unit strikeout sheet, which we love to see that. And then we had that Crochet and DeGrom parlay, but DeGrom did not pitch. So Crochet cashed, but it was like minus 170. So not a lot of units won there. Gosman, though, great call. Logan under and hits allowed. He gave up four, but it was only four hits. We take that. And we lost our other two picks. But hey, Logan, you've been dialed on in. We need more winners. That starts with the Saturday slate. We got three picks, and we're going to let Logan lead things off today. No NBA video. NBA Finals Game 5 will be on Monday. So expect that video to drop later on Sunday afternoon/evening. Let's have another, hopefully, winning day. We got some plus money today, but we'll lead off with Logan's pick. Logan, take it away.
Yeah, so the pitcher props have luckily been working for us. I've been getting pretty lucky on those because Gosman pitched terribly yesterday, but still went under the hits allowed. Today I'm in the earned runs market, and I'm fading Zac Gallen. I'm taking his over 2.5 earned runs, minus 110 odds on Caesars is your best value there. Now I'm comfortable fading Zac Gallen this season in just really any spot. His earned runs today is my target. He's over this line in 5 of his last 6 starts. I typically don't bet just based off of like hit rates and trends like that, but there's just some pitchers this season that are not passing the eyeball test. Zac Gallen is on that list of pitchers that are good names, historically good pitchers, but just not having great seasons at all. On the season, Gallen has a 5.15 ERA. His expected ERA is still a 4.2. I do think he's due some regression. I think as the season goes on, he probably does take that ERA down to something in the 4s. But right now it's sitting at over a 5 ERA, and I think this is a great spot to fade him. Weirdly enough, he struggles at home. His ERA is a 6.38, and that's in 8 games. Allows a 272 batting average at home. You have to look at it again, sample size. He's pitched a lot at home, and he's really struggled there. I don't understand it. It doesn't have to make sense, but it's just something on the season's not going right for Gallen, and that makes sense if you look at his StatCast numbers too. If you guys ever want to look at a pitcher, see their metrics, go on Baseball Savant. You'll see blue circles for cold, bad percentile rankings, red circles for good elite pitchers, high percentile rankings. On the season, it's hard to find any red circles for Gallen simply because they don't exist. He's 23rd percentile in walk percentage, 22nd percentile in barrel percentage, 20th percentile in hard hit percentage. Really, like the fact that he is walking so many batters means the off-speed pitches that he's throwing are either mistakes that are left in the zone and hitters are making him pay, or the hitters are just identifying, hey, that's not going to be a strike, and they just leave the bat on their shoulder. He is not fooling hitters this year, and that's a big part of Gallen's game because he does rely on deception. Wasn't getting any of that this season. His fastball is terrible this season also, -5 run value. His breaking ball is a -6 run value. Again, if your fastball's not there, if it's just not elite, you're not blowing it past hitters, you're going to be in trouble, and that's one of his struggles this season. He's also having trouble pitching out of the stretch. Allows a 288 batting average with men on, 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Something I always talk about is the clutch stat. Can you get out of the inning, with stranding those runners in scoring position? He's allowing a 296 batting average with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Hopefully the Padres can make him pay today because all season long he's allowed those runners in scoring position into runs. Hitters are also adjusting to him as well. Allows a 275 batting average 3rd time through the order. So the Diamondbacks will leave Gallen out there to try to get 6. That's historically what they've done. It's up to the Padres to really make him pay on the earned runs today. They're hitting 251 against righties on the road this season. And after putting up just 1 run yesterday, guys like Luis Arraez went hitless, and they went 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. I think they're better today offensively, and I think they really get to Gallen, get 3+ runs on him. Whatever happens to their pitching happens to their pitching, but I just want to target their bats against Zac Gallen. This is a system play. I'm fading Zac Gallen today. Love that as my favorite pick of the day. But Austin, you got some picks. What are they?
Yeah, we got some plus value coming inbound, and it's going to include a guy we tried back yesterday, but he got the day off. His start was pushed. We'll go back to Jacob deGrom, and we'll be parlaying in with another starter. That'd be Hunter Brown, both to go over 17.5 outs, which is currently plus 140 on Caesars. Individually, you could play both of these, but both are right around minus 180. But deGrom, like I said, got to start pushed back yesterday for a bullpen game. So the Rangers bullpen comes in pretty fatigued, and I would expect them to give deGrom some length here, given how good he has been so far this season. And Hunter Brown Brown, we're asking him to go 6 innings against the Minnesota Twins. Now, I'll start with DeGrom because we talked about him just yesterday. He's been really, really good. I mean, there's not a ton of stats you can go on there and say he's been bad in. We've seen a couple righties go over this line, 3 of the last 4 to face the White Sox that are, normal starters, not a bullpen guy, hit this line. And DeGrom, like I said, 1.69 ERA at home. He's been great over this line in 4 of his last 5. 3 of those ones going 7. And some of those starts he's getting pulled at 81 pitches. I think they'll give him a little bit more length given that he has been really good. And, he's not really on a pitch count here. And this is a White Sox team that I think he goes 6 against. As for Hunter Brown, we need him to lock in. He has had a walk problem recently. Last 2 starts, 4 and 5 walks. Now, he still went 6 in one of those starts, but giving up that many walks just isn't going to cut it. I would expect him to dial on in on I'm not walking batters. The Twins, they aren't a team that walk a ton. They do see a decent amount of pitches at per plate appearance. But as we saw with the Patrick Corbin start, they are a team that will swing early and they could swing often if maybe things aren't going for them. And knowing, what happened yesterday, they got smoked. Maybe they'll come out here trying to be aggressive against Hunter Brown. We know he has the strikeout pitches, but he also has the pitches to get you to roll over, get some ground balls, get some double plays and stuff like that, which is really kind of how Logan Webb was able to go more than 6 innings yesterday. It's because he got an easy double play when they were finally starting to get to him in the third and I believe the 4th inning. But Hunter Brown's been so good. If you look at his stats, 6 innings pitched in 10 of 13 starts, 4 of 5 at home. He's been much better at home. On the road, still a beast, but I think he can go out there and give us 6. So, and we know that the Astros are a team that will leave him out there. If he's within 100 pitches, he's being left out there to finish the inning. So I like both these 2 starting pitchers to both get the job done. Over 17.5 outs. It's what they do. Not our 4th pick. It's our 2nd pick. I think DeGrom and Hunter Brown get the job done. And our 3rd and final play of the day. Normally we would play the strikeout sheet, but Logan and I tried to cook up a strikeout sheet that we liked, and there's just not a lot of pitchers we love out there without getting a little uncomfortable. So instead, we'll put a half unit on a good plus money play, and let's hope that we can cash this one because it's both to score 1+ in the first 5 of all 3 of these games. So we like to see that at plus 225 on DraftKings. It's plus 211 on BetMGM. Again, you can take it on either of those 2 bucks. Cardinals and Brewers, Yankees and Red Sox, Giants and Dodgers, a late night one. So if we do get through the first 2, you could hedge maybe on that late game, Dodgers and Giants. Maybe there is a run scored from one of the teams in the first inning. You could fade the other one and maybe they'd probably get a 1.5 or 2.5 first 5 team total. But let's touch on each of these pitchers and why we're fading them. Now, in the Brewers and Cardinals game, the one we need to get going, we have Jose Quintana against Andre Palante. Those are 2 pitchers that I think will give up some runs. Each of these teams have seen those pitchers before. We're not asking for 5 earned runs. Just asking for 1. It takes 1 bad pitch. They'll probably have a better game plan. Quintana's been good, though. We'll give him credit. I looked at his under and earned runs, but I still don't think that's a free winner. Cardinals have been pretty good against lefties, and it's a divisional game. We trust both these 2 teams to score 1 through 5. Then you go to Rodon versus Dobbins. These are 2 pitchers that just saw the opposing team, and now they're seeing him once again. Now, I think Rodon's strikeouts are better today, but that doesn't mean that he pitches much better. He could get a bunch of Ks and not I'd still give up some runs. Again, seeing Rodon, Dobbins, they've seen each other yesterday. We talked about a snooze fest. That was that Yankees and Red Sox game. So hope there's some more runs going in this one. And I think there will be with Rodon and Dobbins. Then we go to the late game. Landon Rupp versus Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw coming off one of his best starts of the season. Still think he can give up a run to the Giants. And then Rupp, we saw how bad the Dodgers lineup was yesterday with Mookie, Shohei, and Freddie all not getting a hit. Heck, their whole team didn't have hits besides for Teoscar. I trust them to get the job done. So at plus 225, we'd rather play this 3-legger than trying to go into a half unit strikeout parlay. So hopefully we can cash that. I realized I uploaded the wrong one. That's on me. But I do think that it is going to be a winner. Reminder, it's not a full unit. We're just playing a half unit on that one. And I think it's going to be a winner. So again, just a half unit here, 3-leg parlay. Heck, if it wants to cash for a full unit, we'll certainly take it. But those are our favorite picks. That's all we're going to go with. And let's hope to have a great day. Logan, I'll bring it back to you since we only had really 2 official picks. Is there anything else that you might have looked at on this slate? I know we both were taking a peek at Christopher Sanchez. A little bit of an interesting start there for him.
Yeah, that Phillies game's kind of putting my mind in a pretzel. They just saw Bowden Francis. They obliterated Bowden Francis. Christopher Sanchez, pretty good pitcher at home. I was looking at maybe taking his hits allowed under. It's set to 5.5, and I was just like, I mean, the Blue Jays on the road are not a trustworthy offense. You and I went back and forth. You were flirting with their first 5-team total, and I was saying, but wait, this is not in Toronto. On the road, the Blue Jays are poverty with runners in scoring position. So I was looking at Christopher Sanchez again. In my opinion, guys, I think 5.5 hits allowed lines for pitchers are the ones you want to target unders for. You take shots in spots you like it. Gosman yesterday, I mentioned, he pitched terribly. He walked a ton of guys. He couldn't find the strike zone. He allowed mistake pitches galore, and he still only allowed 4 hits. So again, 6 hits is not easy to do. If you ever want to explore a market and you have the hits allowed market, that's something I would look at.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Another thing I looked at was in your same Gallon game on the other side. The Padres pitcher has been really good. The Burger guy, he's been really good, but his earned runs line's in at 3.5. I mean, maybe they know something. Maybe they always getting rocked. So I looked at a D-backs first 5 team total there. Didn't want to get involved in case maybe the juice balls aren't there. And then Zac Gallen goes under, D-backs goes under, and we're just like, what the hell? We read this game wrong. So hopefully there's some runs on both sides of the ball there. But those are our 3 picks. Let's hope they have a bounce back day. Again, 1 unit on Gallen, 1 unit on Hunter Brown and DeGrom, and then just a half unit on the both to score first 5 parlay. Let's have a 3-0 day, Logan. Bring out those brooms, and we'll see you guys back on Sunday. See you guys then.